Hi everyone. Today I want to show you a website I built that lets you understand the Midnight blockchain, not by reading about it, but by actually touching it. So I'll walk through it live. Quick discriminator first. This is an official educational project not affiliated with the Midnight Foundation. It's not investment advice, and there are no prices and no how to buy anywhere. Just a technology and why it's interesting. Look at this screen. This is what a normal public blockchain ledger looks like. Who paid whom, how much, and what's left in the account. All of it were readable forever. Bitcoin, Ethereum, this is the deal. Transparency was a great invention of blockchains, but what happens when things are too transparent? That's where today's story starts. Let's start with a quiz. What's the biggest reason companies avoid public chains? You might guess the fees. The answer is B. Fees can be engineered down without touching the design, but transparency is the design. It doesn't go away until you change the architecture itself. Pay salaries on a public chain and every employee's pay is world readable. No company can live with that, which is exactly why the industry is now attacking this problem at the architecture level. For example, Ethereum has launched its own privacy teams and privacy L2s are live. And Midnight is one answer in that wave. And this demo lets you feel it. This one, I call it the glass bank. Send payment. Same payment, two chains. On the left, the public chain. The library, the ad broker, and the auditor all see everything. And on the right, Midnight, the onlooker sees nothing. What landed on the ledger is that green badge. Just the proof. And here is the core idea of Midnight. When I switch views, only the authorized auditor, gets sender, recipient, and amount. The balance and memo stay black. And it's not hide everything or show everything. It shows exactly what's needed. That's called selective disclosure. Now you might be thinking, isn't that just Monero? This table is the answer. The difference shows up in exactly one column. The auditors. Anonymity coins do have disclosure tools. A Monero view key exposes an address's whole incoming history, and there are even payment proofs. But either way, what you are handing over is the transaction record itself. Midnight can hand over a derived fact. This person is over 20 and nothing else. That granularity is the whole point. Proving without showing sounds like magic. The magic is called a zero-knowledge proof, and instead of explaining it, let's just use one. This is an edge gate at the recall counter. The site uses Japan's rules, so the limit is 20. First, the old way. A copy of the ID just went to the gate. Like this. Look at the counter at the bottom. The gate now knows 4 things: name, address, birth date, verdict. To buy a drink, you handed over your home address. Now the real thing. That little proof machine just ran entirely inside the device. What flew to the gate was a green checkmark, a proof that says the over 20 calculation is correct. The gate ran exactly one thing: 4 before, 1 now. The birth date never left the form. And if under 20, and go. No, denied. you can't cheat by being too young. You get bounced. You also can't cheat by editing the numbers. The ID carries the issuer's signature, and the proof validates that signature too. Tamper with it, and no valid proof can even be built. So, how does that proof actually travel? Let's dissect one. Watch the red dots, that's the private data, and watch right here. They bounced. The red dashed line is the privacy boundary, and secrets never cross it. The only thing that crossed was the green proof. Every part is tappable, like this. And the one that matters most is the proof server, the factory that builds the proof. It takes your private data as its raw input, which is exactly why it runs on your machine, not someone else. Hand it to a third party and the privacy is gone. And people always ask about Cardano, so here is a picture. Midnight doesn't run on Cardano. It's its own chain with its own consensus. Cardano's stake pool operators feed into validator selection. But honestly, as of July 2026, blocks are produced by a federation of just 9 companies. Holders thought we'll come back to it in the last chapter. Midnight has 2 tokens, and this confuses everyone at first. The official metaphor is genuinely good. Night is a solar panel and dust is the electricity. Easier to watch than to explain. Just by holding night, dust charges up on its own. It's night and dust. Per the official parameters, 1 night gives a capacity of 5 dust, and it takes about a week to fill. And now I just ran a transaction. Dust went down, but look, not 1 night was spent. Fees never melts the asset. You pay for gas, but the car never shrinks. And here's my favorite part. I sell all my night and generation stops, and the dust turns red and starts evaporating like this. There's a countdown gone in a few days. Because dust isn't a balance, it's a capacity that flows out of night. Once night behind it is gone, the electricity doesn't survive. Which means dust can be hoarded, can be bought, and this is what can even be sent to another person. A privacy chain whose fee token is non-transferable. That's a deliberate statement. This privacy is for your data, not for anonymous money. Hi developers, this one is for you. Midnight apps are written in a language called Compact, and it looks almost exactly like TypeScript. The HX from chapter 1, it's 13 lines. Switch on the X-ray and every line reveals where it goes. Like this. Blue lands on chain, red never leaves the device, and gold is computation that gets proven. And there is exactly 1 green line, disclose. This is the only exit. Publishing anything derived from a secret requires this explicit call. And if you forget it, the compiler refuses to build. Remember how the gate in chapter 01 learned exactly one thing? This line is that one thing. Now compile it and out come 3 artifacts: the ZK circuit, the proving and verifying keys, and a TypeScript API. Those are literally what the proof server in chapter 2 was using. All the cryptographic math is the compiler job. You never write a line of crypto. Finally, Where is midnight right now? The roadmap uses Hawaiian moon names and it waxes like the moon. We are here, Kukoru. The mainnet came alive in March 2026, but notice that's phase 2 of 4. And this is the most honest chart on the site. Who actually produces the blocks? These 9 companies: Google Cloud, MoneyGram, WorldPay, and so on. Today, that is centralized. Real decentralization gets tested in the next phase, Moharu, when Cardano's stake pool operators come in. There's a project with both the promise and the caveat in view. One practical warning before we wrap. Fake claim your token sites are a real well-reported problem. Never enter a private key or seed phrase. The site works in 5 languages: English, Japanese, Spanish, Portuguese, and Korean. Link is in the description. Go peel back a reduction bar, evaporate some dust, X-ray some code. 10 minutes of touching beats an hour of reading. One last time, unofficial educational content, not investment advice, and always check the official sources for the latest state. If this was useful, a like and subscribe genuinely help. See you in the next one. Bye.